If I'm reading the VIN number properly, then that makes us a 2011 Eagle HT 26.5 fifth wheel here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And this unit looks pretty darn familiar because we were the one and only selling dealer of this trailer. A fellow that bought it a few years ago, used it pretty heavily for about 3 years, took pretty good care of it though. He spent his summers up here in Michigan, his winters down in Florida. He was what we lovingly refer to as a snowbird. And simply just getting up there in years and didn't need to be towing a big rig down the road anymore. Decided just to kind of give up the adventuring days. So nothing wrong with it. Didn't give up the trailer because there was anything wrong with it. Quite the opposite. Enjoyed it very much. But just simply had to give up the lifestyle. You know, that's kind of what happens. That's sort of the same route that my grandparents went after a little while. Being a Jayco, it is vacuum laminated everywhere but the roof, and the roof has the same type of structure to it that you see in like their pinnacles and whatnot. Extremely strong roof, at least 50% more powerful in terms of structure than you tend to find in this category most of the time. As far as I can see, I don't think any of your windows do not open for cross ventilation. Popular rear living setup, so you get a big, massive rear window here. And notice even the windows on the sides of the slide out are extra large here in this Jayco. Jayco's a brand that is nicer. They're not afraid to spend an extra dollar if you're going to get your benefit out of it. Looking at the awning fabric, it's not the standard fabric that came on this trailer. I'm going to guess, but I haven't yet checked, so please call and verify me here. I'm going to guess that maybe the fabric had to be replaced at some point. I mean, it works. That's the important part, is that it works fine. This has a miniature outdoor kitchen station here with a little 2-burner stove and a little toss-out sort of dish. This is a sink type setup here. This is your faucet essentially. This little thing can kind of crank around and angle whatever direction you want it to, so you do have a little wash basin here that you can toss out. Or if you don't want that, you can simply remove this and just use this like extra countertop space outside. Very handy. Standard aluminum wheels, enclosed underbelly, and I think I mentioned, but vacuum laminated for long-term use. And again, he did live in this for quite a while. This was kind of his residence, so he did upgrade security a little bit to a full deadbolt style. What does this thing weigh? This comes in, if I remember right, 7,300 pounds and some change. Again, always feel free to double check me on that, but this is a popular model we saw quite a bit, and that number is sounding just about right to me. Again, I mentioned rear living room, pair of chairs in the back, and lots and lots of walkable space. Notice you have linoleum flooring from the entry door all the way up to the bathroom, so this is very easy to keep clean and tidy. Little preventative measures like this I like to see. Phil spent most of his time here, so he did put the little armrest covers on there just to help keep the thing in nice shape so that he wouldn't wear them down. That way when he was ready to let go of it, it would still look as close to factory fresh as it possibly could. I did notice a couple little things. There were a couple of these windows that need to be maybe retied. He had just sort of put in these little clips to hold the blinds in place while he was parked somewhere. But there are little things like that you might want to take a look at, but nothing that affects the use or the function of the trailer. I mean, that's being pretty nitpicky. Full airbed, hide-a-bed over here with a full-size countertop extension. These clips clip right onto the countertop, just to give you an idea how big this is. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. To give you an idea how large that is in comparison to the countertop. Pardon the video here. Video's going to get kind of sketchy for a second. There you go. That's how big that thing is in comparison to the countertop. That's how we're going to do that. So very large, extra expandable countertop that extends out right here. And you do have a couple of these really big pot pan drawers. I've seen some people actually use those for shoes as well, which is not necessarily a bad idea. I'm going to move this back over here for a minute. Talked about the airbed. What's kind of neat is there is a little bit of storage under here, which not every air sofa offered. Jayco did use a nicer one. We did upgrade this to a freestanding table instead of a booth, so you do have a little more of a residential feel at your dining area. Previous owner installed the nice RCA flat screen TV, and I always like seeing that. Just from experience, when folks keep the TV that came in an RV, and when they keep that, it generally means they don't typically have the budget to be able to replace items like that. It typically means they don't have the budget to properly maintain their RVs the way you're supposed to. So when I see things like original owner's manuals, original electronics, that's a good sign for me that these folks took care of this. They intended this thing to last. All-in-one stereo DVD system here. Indoor, outdoor speakers. You don't have to, bring along extra electronics with you. Your kitchen cabinetry is pretty darn generous. Most of your living rooms just don't have a whole lot in kitchen storage space. But you see here how extra large these things are. And the fella did add a shelf here, which basically effectively doubles the amount of storage space you get here. And again, just as a little indicator, use nice plywood, didn't use particle board or press board. He used stuff that was going to hold up to, for long-term use. Another thing most of your living rooms do not have is good pantry space. But you see here that you actually have a twin pantry setup that runs from floor to ceiling. Now, this is actually a tri-level fifth wheel. You have 2 easy steps up to the bathroom deck, and then you have 2 easy steps up to the bedroom deck. What that means is you get a bigger, more spacious bathroom here with more headroom. You also notice you have, he added a little grab handle up here. My guess is maybe he wasn't super steady coming in and out of the fifth wheel, and he did add something like that. It could easily be removed, and you basically never know it was there. But just for stability purposes, he did put that in place. The stool is foot flush, and notice you do have air and heat ducts here in the bathroom space as well. Moving forward, the bedroom here does have a single window, but what's neat is across from it, directly across, you have a full wardrobe slide. So this is actually a 2-slide fifth wheel. Most layouts like this are only a single. So you have an extra, I don't know, roughly 18-inch deep closet sticking out of the side of this RV that normally would not be there. And that's one of the things that helps keep this trailer light. If this was a full bed in the slide out, you'd easily add another 800-900 pounds here. Now what's neat is when you close those doors, you see they're mirrored. It is going to reflect back around all the light from that window, and you can see that even on a dreary, overcast day like today, we still have plenty of light coming here in the bedroom. It's very natural and comfortable. And this also is the longer queen bed. This is a full 80-inch queen, not a 76-inch camper queen. Little stuff like that is nice to note. Beyond that, don't hesitate to give us a call. There's definitely more things I haven't touched on yet or just hadn't thought of as I was going through. So 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Stay safe. Happy camping.